Leo, that painful chapter you experienced probably hit your pride and your emotions at the same time. For you, respect and loyalty mattered deeply. So when something broke, changed, or ended unexpectedly, it may have felt personal. Maybe it involved betrayal, maybe rejection, maybe a relationship shift. Maybe someone did not value your effort the way you expected. Whatever happened, it likely affected your confidence in your heart. At that time, you may have questioned your worth or wondered why things turned out that way. But today, we shift focus. We look at what that chapter built inside you instead of only what it removed. The first card is the Tower. The Tower represents sudden change and unexpected breakdown. Something in your life collapsed quickly. It may have been a relationship, a job situation, or a connection that ended without warning. You probably felt shock when it happened. You might have thought everything was stable, only to realize it wasn't. That realization may have hurt your pride deeply. For someone like you who values strength and loyalty, sudden collapse can feel like betrayal of trust. You may have asked why this happened and why it affected you so strongly. The blessing here is clarity. After the fall, truth became visible. You saw who was genuine and who was not. Another blessing is resilience. You survived a sudden disruption. You proved that even when something breaks, your identity and power remain intact. The second card is Five of Swords. Five of Swords represents conflict where ego dominates communication. During that painful chapter, there may have been arguments or power struggles. Someone may have tried to win instead of understand. Words might have been used to hurt instead of heal. You may have felt disrespected during conversations. That situation may have made you realize not everyone approaches conflict with fairness. Some people care more about proving they are right than protecting relationships. The blessing here is awareness of ego patterns. You now recognize toxic arguments faster. Another blessing is emotional control. You learned when to step away from pointless battles instead of reacting impulsively. The third card is Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands shows resilience after repeated challenges. After everything happened, you may have felt tired but still standing. You might have become more guarded with your heart, not because you lost your warmth, but because you learned from experience. Trust may not have returned quickly for you. You observed people carefully before opening up again. The blessing here is endurance. You discovered how strong you are when tested repeatedly. Another blessing is stronger boundaries. You now protect your energy from situations that feel similar to past pain. The fourth card is Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands represents confidence returning after emotional hurt. That painful chapter may have shaken your self-belief at first. You may have questioned your attractiveness, your decisions, or your worth. But slowly, you rebuilt your confidence. You focused on your goals again. You focused on improving your life. You stopped letting one situation define your identity. The blessing here is independence. You realized your power does not depend on someone else validating you. Another blessing is leadership energy. You stepped back into your natural strength with more awareness and maturity. The fifth card is the Hermit. The Hermit shows withdrawal for deep reflection. After that painful chapter, you probably needed space. Space from people who reminded you of the hurt. Space from conversations that triggered emotions. Space from environments that felt heavy. You may have spent more time alone than usual, not because you wanted to isolate permanently, but because you needed clarity. You needed silence to process what happened. During that time alone, you reflected deeply on your decisions. You examined what you tolerated. You examined what you ignored. You examined what you allowed for too long. The blessing here is wisdom. You now see patterns clearly. You understand your own emotional reactions better. That awareness prevents repetition of the same mistakes. Another blessing is independence. You became comfortable standing on your own without feeling incomplete. The sixth card is Justice. Justice represents balance and fairness. After experiencing that painful chapter, your standards became stronger. You now pay attention to whether effort is equal. If someone gives less than they receive, you notice it quickly. If respect is missing, You feel it immediately. You no longer ignore imbalance just to maintain connection. You also started taking responsibility for your part in situations. Not to blame yourself harshly, but to grow and improve. The blessing here is stronger judgment. You evaluate people and opportunities with logic and observation. Another blessing is self-respect. You demand fairness naturally because you understand your worth. The seventh card is strength. Strength shows emotional maturity and inner power. During that painful chapter, your emotions may have been intense. You might have felt anger, sadness, or disappointment strongly. But over time, you learned how to manage those emotions instead of letting them control your actions. You paused before reacting. You thought before responding. You realized power is not about reacting loudly. Power is about staying calm when triggered. The blessing here is emotional control. You handle difficult situations with patience now. Another blessing is confidence in your ability to survive challenges without losing your balance. The eighth and final card is the Star. The Star represents healing and renewed hope. After everything you went through, your heart slowly reopened, not blindly, but wisely. You may still remember the pain, but it does not dominate your present anymore. It became a lesson instead of a wound. You started believing again that better opportunities and healthier relationships are possible for you. The blessing here is peace. You feel lighter than when that chapter first ended. Another blessing is faith in your future. You trust that what belongs to you will align naturally at the right time. Leo, that painful chapter did not break your fire. It refined it. It strengthened your boundaries. It sharpened your judgment. It restored your confidence with deeper awareness. You are not the same person anymore. You are wiser, stronger, and more powerful. If this resonates deeply and you want clarity about your personal situation, personal readings start at $9. Monthly membership with ongoing guidance is $99. Like and share if this connected with you. Affirmation for you: I grow stronger through every challenge. I release what was not meant for me. I protect my power with strong boundaries. I rise again with confidence and clarity.